finally at this place where, you know, you're starting to see something come through and like maybe you're having hope, but what you need to realize is it's going to take patience. And that patience. Hey, welcome to your 2023 February reading for your sun, moon, or rising sign. If this resonates with you, give the video a like, share it, turn on the notification bells, subscribe. I have a lot more new content that's coming out besides the monthlies. I'm doing new and full moon readings. I do live streaming. If you're watching this on YouTube, check out the community page because I have a schedule up there of what's going on when. And if you're watching this on Rumble, then just follow all the links for everywhere to find me on social media. So otherwise, let's just get into it. Let's find out what's going on for you this month. Let's not waste any time. Hello, Libra, and welcome to your February 2023 reading. So, we're going to take a look at the progression of the month, what that looks like and feels like for you. We're going to also take a look at what any kinds of challenges are that are coming forth for you and any spiritual advice as well. So those came out pretty quickly, didn't they? Don't you just love how all the fuzz just shows up on black? I'm not being facetious at all. All right. Sorry. Okay, you guys, let's take a look at what is in store for you this month. I don't read reversals, so let's take a look at this here. Okay, interesting. So we have the 9 of Wands into the 7 of Coins into the 9 of Swords. Very interesting month. I feel like this is definitely going to give us the rest of the story when we look at King of Swords for your challenge, and we have your spiritual advice being the 3 of Cups, which I think is really softening, lovely, nice, welcomed. As you'll see as we go through things. So as you know, I love to bring the cards up so that you can look at the symbology for yourself and just see if you can pick out anything that, and it doesn't matter if nothing comes to mind, but if some things actually stand out to you, just notice that, because there could be messages here for you that are part of your omen lexicon personally, that are from the experiences of your life that I have no particular clue about. This is a collective reading for sun, moon, or rising Libras. So if it resonates with you, awesome. If it doesn't, it's not your message this month. Check out one of your other, if you're looking at your sun sign, check out your rising sign or your moon sign. So starting out with the 9 of Wands. So 9 of Wands, I'm going to say, like, hey, your health is up. There are things about your health that you're needing to really pay attention to. Also feeling just kind of like the weary, wounded warrior, like you have just been through battle after battle, thing after thing, and it's just been a lot. Like, you've just come out of these retrogrades. We now have all planets direct, but it's like you kind of just went through something. You went through a something, and it was enough to have you feel like a little bit battered and bruised, and like you need some healing. You need a respite from this. And the thing is that with this card, part of the message is that you're not done. You are, it's like a sign, that a message that you need to keep going. Like your journey here as the soldier, as the one who continues to go through these things, is not necessarily done. I'm not saying there's more on the horizon necessarily, but what I am saying is that it's like, okay, like just recognize that the battles, quote unquote battles, the trials and tribulations that you've been through have created a level of strength and fortitude within yourself that are assistive to you dealing with life as it is. I mean, look, life here as a human, we all know, can be really difficult, really stressful, really intense. And when you have built up certain skills from going through like battle after battle after battle, you are way more prepared and skilled at dealing with life's waves, ups and downs, ebb and flow, than people who have just had it handed to them on a silver platter and haven't really like had too much of a fall, haven't really tripped up too much. That can breed a lot of like arrogance, false confidence, and amongst other things, right? But you know, this is someone who is like, you've gone through some shit, right? Like there's an authentic learning and gain that you've had from these things. We move into the middle of the month, and what we have here is the Seven of Coins. Now, with the Seven of Coins, this is very much like, okay, you have been tending to your material world, to your garden, right? Tending to your contacts or your home environment or your finances, or, right? Like you have been, or a skill or something that you're learning, right? Or apprenticing with, right? But like, you have been doing what's necessary to create a fruiting garden, right? So that means that you have been pruning away, right? Cutting away people or projects or things that drain your energy to take care of the garden, right? Like that's like weeding or pruning things away. You've been tilling the soil, like turning things over, right? To create some freshness, right? So, and to move the nutrients. You have watered things. You've made sure that the plants that need more sunshine or less sunshine are where they need to be, right? So you have been putting in the work, essentially. You've been tending to the garden, and you're starting to see just a hint, a glimmer, a little bit of those fruiting bodies. Like some of the little berries are starting to come through, but it's not quite here yet, right? Like you're just starting to see this. So what this means is that, hey, it's going to require more patience and more time, and it may not necessarily be what you want. You're having a lot of stress about how long it's taking for this shit to happen, right? Like you have, at the end of the month, it's like, you're feeling the stress and the strain now. You're feeling like, okay, I like feels pressurized. I like the worries, the concerns, the anxieties, the things that I have here are like really at this point where it feels like it's going to, it's just going to pierce me. It's just like, it's keeping me awake. It's occupying my attention, my energy in the background, and this really isn't working for me. And so this is like, I feel that, man, Libra, it's for some of you Libras out there, you have been going through some shit, and this is just finally at this place where, you know, you're starting to see something come through, and like maybe you're having hope, but what you need to realize is it's going to take patience. And that patience, things not moving as quickly as you want them to, is creating a lot of anxiety, right? So part of the challenge that's actually coming up with this is that we have is the King of Swords. Let me bring that a little bit closer so that you can see. Okay, so we have the King of Swords, and the King of Swords makes no qualms about saying what needs to be said. And in the shadow aspect, right? In the shadow aspect, the King of Swords can be very set. Like once his mind is set on something, he's just like, okay, I'm just set on this, and I'm not going to consider any other options. This is all that there is. I refuse to consider anything else. My mind is made up, and like, that's it. Right? So about your beliefs, about your perception of the world, about your plans, about other people, about your judgments also, right? Like this is basically saying like, hey, your challenge is that you are really in a shadowy place with this, as opposed to being like this inspiring philosopher who has a wealth of knowledge that is integrated with a sense of like maturity and responsibility. Like this is not coming through in this way. This is not coming through as clear communication. It's like, your communication is fucked. That's what I heard. Sorry. You know, it just comes through sometimes, but like, that's what I heard. What I heard really loud was, your communication is fucked. So I think that you need to be looking at reaching out and communicating in the ways that are maybe not something that you're accustomed to, right? Like my dad is a Libra, that sun sign tropical Libra, and like he has difficulty communicating with reaching out for certain kinds of support. Like he does he's someone who needs to process verbally. He's a very verbal person, but he won't reach out for that shit when he needs it. Right? So that's one example. Another example is like being someone who is just like not communicating well with other people, getting like really digging your heels in and getting like really offended by other people's perspectives. And it's like my perspective, right? Because we're looking at the air suit when we're looking at swords, right? This is what your beliefs are, your thoughts, your perspective, right? Not just your communication and your sense of like what is true for yourself, but this is about that. So you need to really be aware of this. Like do an honest, I was gonna say honest inventory, so I mixed the two words. So do an honest inventory about what's there. You know, I mean, nobody, like, here's the thing, you're only cheating yourself. Nobody else needs to know about this process if you don't want them to, but this is something that you need to deal with internally, and something that you need to, like, either you process it with another person, or you be honest with like yourself or your friend, your best friend, or your therapist, or in a journal, or whatever it is. Doesn't matter, right? But like this is something that needs to be addressed, and I think that's pretty freaking clear. So then we have the Three of Cups as your, let's see, I want to show that in a different light because the light keeps changing as I'm filming. So can't wait till I get a soft box, you guys, because it'll be so much better. So we have the Three of Cups that is showing up here. Three of Cups is, you know, as your spiritual advice, I'd say is such a lovely card. It's like, hey, you know what would really help with this anxiety and feeling like a weary warrior and feeling like I'm putting in the hard work and I need to put in patience and like struggling with this? Like, just go enjoy some light times with your friend. Like, go eat a really good meal, you know, with your friends. Like, and if you're strapped for cash, then like, you know, pull your stuff together, do a potluck or cook dinner together with your friends. But like, have time, like spend some time with good, warm people, like people that have good hearts, people that are part of your community, people that are friends. You know, if you drink or don't drink, right? Like good libations, good food, good music, you know, celebrate life, celebrate the things that you can be appreciative about, right? Like this is not about like, I mean, I know that gratitude, like I don't want to like put down like gratitude list, because I think that for some people that really works very well. I just think it's gotten like really hokey and cheesy in a lot of ways. And so when things get overused, we tend to roll our eyes at them and just be like, oh no, that's not, like, it's not a thing, you know. But the thing is that there is value in gratitude. There is value in appreciating and celebrating life and celebrating what we can appreciate in our world. So there's a reason that shit became all hallmarked and overused and abused. You know, there's a reason why we all roll our eyes about like, oh yeah, stress causes all kinds of problems in our body, but it really does. It wreaks havoc in some crazy ass ways, but we've become desensitized to that. And just like we've become desensitized to the idea of appreciating and having gratitude for things in our life that are there to celebrate, because of how stupid hokey it's become. And I totally get that, because I'm vehemently against that kind of crap. But when it's done with authenticity, when it's done genuinely, when you look around and you just really have a genuine appreciation of what you have in your life to celebrate, I think that, oh, sorry, I didn't realize it was down here. I think that you can really gain a lot from that. I think that it brightens your world. It has you realize like shit isn't so hard and weary and like fucking small and difficult. Yes, it may take longer than you want, but like in the meantime, you can actually like have access to this. So I think this is a really beautiful card to have, and I really encourage you guys to take the time to do this, to spend time with people who bring this kind of energy into your world. Okay, Libra, so that all said, makes me want to call my dad. I'm definitely going to call my dad today. So I hope that you guys have a beautiful month. If this resonated with you, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you want to know about the other events where I do cards and cocktails, which is like a really fun way for us to just like enjoy life, have good libations and enjoy tarot and not take life too seriously, or any of the other events where I do new or full moon readings and such. That whole lineup is in the community tab on YouTube, and it is also in my Instagram pinned at the top there, so you can check that out. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next month. Bye.